Welcome back to the Canada Specialist Program series. We will now be hearing from Andy, our representative for Cruise Canada RV Rentals. We've had Andy on the program before. So, Andy, it's great to have you back. I'm going to hand over to you.
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much. Yes, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us. As Charlie said, I know you're all busy, so really certainly appreciate your time. So yeah, my name's Andy. I work for Cruise Canada. Cruise America is the same company ultimately. So I'm based in the UK. So we have myself and Tracy and another colleague in Germany who look after the kind of tour operators around the world. So a lot in Europe, and then obviously you guys in Australia and in New Zealand as well. So just a little bit about Cruise. So the company's been going over 50 years, so it's been around for a long, long time. So Cruise America is just over 50. Cruise Canada came on board about 35 years ago. So the two sort of companies together really have been going for a very long time. Most of that time it's just owned by one family. They're still involved in the business, but just over 10 years ago they sold it to the employees. So all those happy people you can see on that image there with their hands up all own a little bit of the business, which we think is the best way, hopefully, for the next 50 years. So just a little bit about motorhomes. Obviously, this is not specific to cruise, but just in general, North America is very well set up for traveling in this fashion, both the US and Canada. There's lots of open spaces to explore, freedom and flexibility that it gives you. It's pretty unsurpassed, really. You're not on a fixed route. You can be flexible with your plans. Even if you book some campgrounds, they're so cheap, you could always just still cancel them, change your plans en route if that happens. And yeah, you just go kind of as and where you please, really. No set routes or plans. It's just your own unique trip. It can be a very affordable way to travel as well because it is your accommodation and your transportation together in one. So if you've got more groups traveling or more people in a group, splitting that cost of fuel and food and everything can really make it a very affordable way to explore Canada. And the practical benefits, you're not having to pack and unpack every day. And the vehicles have got great storage areas, so you can put all your luggage away and not see them again. You can cook the same sort of food you'd eat at home, just go to the supermarket, buy the food, use the campground facilities and obviously the vehicle facilities for that. And just being outdoors is generally good for us, right? Mentally, physically, just enjoy time with your family, friends, and loved ones. So location-wise, then this is our North America map. So as you can see, it's pretty comprehensive across both countries. We've got the 5 depots in Canada, so Vancouver, Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, and Halifax as well. So you can certainly explore Atlantic Canada by the motorhome as well. You could do one ways between the locations. The only thing you can't do is a cross-border rental. So you couldn't pick up in Vancouver and drop off in Seattle, for instance. We do get a lot of customers that do cross between the two countries, and that's absolutely fine. And they don't need to let us know. So we have a lot of Cruise Canada vehicles down in the US and Cruise America vehicles up in Canada as well. It's a common thing to do. But so as you can see, the options are almost limitless, really. Vehicle-wise, then, so we have, as of spring next year, we'll have about 5,000 vehicles. So it's a considerable fleet between the two countries, about 1,500 in Canada. But we've only got three different types, which means it's really easy to sell. It's small, medium, and large, and we'll look at the vehicles shortly. And look, depending on how many people are traveling, will sort of dictate, what vehicle size that you look to pick. No special license to drive, just a normal Australian, New Zealand driving license is absolutely fine. Our minimum age is only 21. We do not have a surcharge for under 25s, so there's no young driver fee or anything like that. There's no cost for additional drivers. There's no upper age limit. And to prove that point, I recently found out from a colleague that the oldest person that we've had sign the rental agreement, we don't know if they drove, but they definitely signed the agreement. They were 103. I'm not sure I'd get in the vehicle with them, but they were legally allowed to drive. They had a license, so yes, it just proves there's no upper age limit. I'd love to think they did drive, but we just don't know. But they definitely signed the agreement. Insurance is included as standard as well in the price, so they're not going to be sold any additional insurance packages or anything like that when they get there. There is an excess of up to $3,000 for damages, but they can reduce that to zero by taking out ZDP, zero damage, which is $25 a day. They can either do that at the depot or as a pre-booked part of their trip. So just a quick snapshot of the three vehicles then. So the numbers is the length in feet, roughly. Okay, so you've got 21 feet, 25 feet, or 30 feet, or 6 meters, 7.5, and 9.1 in terms of length. They're all the same height. The two larger ones are a little bit wider than the smallest ones. They offer more space. So where it says sleeps under four, so the C21 would really be for two people. The C25 is our most popular. That's 2 to 4, really. I would still take this if it's just two adults because of the fixed bed at the back and the more space inside. And then the large one, the C30, is kind of 4 to 6 for larger groups, maybe families with older children, or maybe four adults traveling. Um, that's one I'd go for. But fundamentally, they're the same inclusions inside the vehicle. They're all very much similar to each other. It's just the amount of people that you're carrying. And we do have optional extra kits that people can take out. About half of our business is domestic, and so they don't take any of these items. I've seen it when they turn up; it's hilarious. They literally unload the SUV and pile it all into the vehicle, so they certainly won't need any of these items. But from an international point of view, of course, people aren't going to travel with these, so most bookings will have these added on. So you've got the vehicle kit, which is, as you can see on the image, is kind of pots and pans and saucepans and things. That's per vehicle. You've got the personal kits, which is the bedding and the towels and things. Mileage, you have to pre-book some miles. That's either 100 or 500 Ks, or unlimited. And then we have unlimited mileage plus, which is a bit like an all-inclusive package. Generator on the C30 in Canada, but it's not something I need to rely on. And we do offer early bird departures with transfers as well. And as we talked about the one ways earlier. Just to let you know, when people are out on the road, they're obviously traveling independently from each other. But they're not on their own as such. There's always somebody on the phone that can help them. Okay, so it's just reassurance. Let them know there's somebody on the phone 24 hours a day. If they ever need any assistance or anything, they might not be familiar with how things work on the vehicle if it's their first time, so they can call travel assistance and they'll talk them through it, or they might, get a flat tire or something like that. And again, anything like that, just call the number. There's always somebody there, and they will assist them with whatever help they need. So it's just a reassurance from it, really. In terms of camping, there's thousands of campgrounds across Canada. There's so varying from luxury resorts where you've got your own hot tub on your own camping pitch, which is incredible. But they do exist. So people looking for those kind of luxury, high class camping resorts, they're there. Then of course you've got the national parks and the provincial parks, which we'll look at in a second. And then you've got kind of the family run ones as well. So KOA, Campgrounds of America, they do have some in Canada as well, very popular for families. You've got things like Harvest Hosts, which is a membership organization. So you pay a yearly fee. They get the discounts. It's about $70 for the year, but they get unlimited access to about 5,000 properties across North America. So in Canada, for instance, that it would be things like vineyards. So if you're in the Okanagan or in Nova Scotia or the Maritime provinces or in Ontario, that kind of thing, full of wineries and that you can go and stay out in vineyards. You can camp out for the night. It's free because it's within that membership that you've paid for the year. So if you're looking for something a bit different than normal campgrounds, then they're amazing. And as I said, you can pre-book it online and you get the whole year for basically for free, really, once you've paid that membership fee. Roadtrippers.com is probably the best review planning site. So if you want to use that to sort of plan routes, that's a good website to start looking at campground reviews and that kind of thing if people want that. So just a few kind of websites really to get people started. Of course, the national, provincial parks in both countries are stunning and incredibly popular, um, and do need to be pre-booked. I mean, Banff and Jasper, Algonquin, Yarra, they've all got multiple campgrounds across the country, across their parks. In the summer months, traveling by motorhome in Canada, the season is fairly short, from a weather point of view. So the campgrounds will get booked up months in advance. So customers going to these national parks do need to pre-book as early as possible to make sure they get them. You can do that at the Parks Canada website there on the website on the screen. Do get the Parks Canada Discovery Pass as well. It's $150 for the vehicle, and that will kind of give you the entrance into those parks. So if you're going to do more than a couple of parks on the trip, then it's worth getting that Discovery Pass so you can access all of them within that one price. And we do have the Cruise America Tour Book as well, which can be accessed from RV Check-in. It's full of really good, simple, suggested itineraries. So obviously people are making their own plans. They're not following any particular route. But what we have done is put together over 35 of these itineraries in both the US and Canada so people can follow them or at least give them some idea about what's possible. So if we look at this Maritime Canada itinerary we've got here, it just helps people understand. So this is a 2 week trip, a 15-day trip, about 1,100 to 1,200 miles, so perfectly comfortable over that period of time. And then what we've done is we've put links, so what to see each day, how many kilometers it is to drive, highlights of each day, and then also links to some of the campgrounds in that area. But as I said, they're only suggestions. Customers will take these away and obviously start to develop their own ideas about what they want to see and where they want to go. And it's unlikely they'll follow it exactly like this, but it will at least give them a basic understanding of the distances and how many miles. And then they can start looking at campgrounds and things, and then it really kind of brings the trip to life for them. So do attach some of these suggest itineraries to quotes is what I would suggest doing. I used to do it when I was a tour operator, and I found it very beneficial for the customers because even though they were doing the planning itself, it only took me a few seconds to attach these itineraries, and the customers were very grateful because they started to feel, okay, this is a trip that we can do, and this is possible. Whereas before they may have thought, it's a bit sort of they're not sure where to start basically. So these are a good place to start, and so do share those. Yeah, thank you very much for your time. If there's any questions at the end, then obviously I'll be here to take them. But yeah, I appreciate your time, everybody, and please contact me if you have any questions. We'll be sending out a follow up afterwards anyway, so you'll have my contact details on there. But yeah, I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Andy, thank you so much. It is just such an amazing way to explore Canada, like you say, on the campgrounds and being on your own schedule. So love it. Let
Yeah.
us know if anybody has booked or anyone's got clients interested in an RV rental, because yeah, send them Andy's way.